Hey Luke, how you doing today?
Not too bad. Yourself?
I'm doing all right, man. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to meet with me to discuss some possible new products that we could add to the Sherwin lineup.
No, no problem.
I just want to start out with some basic questions, kind of gauge where everything's at with your product line, how it is, how your business is doing, and so on and so forth. So, have you guys seen any growth in sales or anything when it comes to the exterior product line?
Oh yeah, for sure. This whole year, actually, we've been going over our numbers for the year, so we've like grown exponentially actually, and we've been getting new products like every year. We usually up the prices every year because the cost kind of like goes up for a product.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
had to make some money off of that, but we definitely have been a great year. We had, July was actually one of the better months we've had in a while. So
that's good to hear. That's good to hear. So I know that you guys offer a lot of different products in your line. You have everything from interior to exterior to drop cloths to paints, brushes, rollers. I know you do a lot of contracted work and everything, but you also don't leave the DIY customers that want to do it themselves, have their own projects going on. You don't leave them hanging out to dry. What would you say is your biggest customer base? Would you say it's the contractors or the DIYers?
I would definitely say it's contractors. I would probably say it's about 75% contractors, 25% DIY.
Okay.
Because DIY customers usually come in on the weekends because they're not working as much like during like because they have free time to get their like product and like they come in and ask questions usually, and the contractors they usually just come in during the, like every mornings like throughout the whole day and they know what they want. They're just getting their product and going to their job site. So I'd say
Gotcha.
it's usually like 75% like contractors oriented and the rest is DIY.
Okay. Now, you mentioned earlier that you were adding some new products. Would you mind expanding on that? What product lines are you expanding?
So we actually added this new product this year. It was either the beginning of this year or the end of last year. It's called Emerald Urethane. And it's actually
Okay.
a hybrid between paint and polyurethane mixed together.
All right.
And so it's an interior and exterior product, so which is like a really like new thing to like the paint world, and it's the best. It's one of the best products like out on the market right now, and that's what we usually like really try to push to like customers now to get on top of that product so that they know that like this is the new best thing to use, and it's we like guarantee you that like you
So what are the benefits of this product over just a regular paint base or a regular polyurethane base?
So we usually recommend it for like doing trim, like on trimming doors,
Okay.
and, like baseboards and
Yeah.
all that. But like I said, it's a hybrid. It's an indoor and outdoor product, so you can use
That
it
is nice.
interior and exterior. And the polyurethane just gives it like a nice protective coat over the paint. So like it basically every hardwood floor you see it has a polyurethane coat over it. So
Yeah.
like. But obviously, you don't use paint for hardwood floors.
No.
But you can use this for just trim and doors to give it more protection and just last longer.
Gotcha. What's kind of your background with the company? How long have you been there, or like what is your daily routine there?
So I'm coming up on my year appraisal actually. So I've been here for almost a year, and uh, my role in the company, I'm a sales associate. So basically, I deal with the customers face to face every day. I give them their everyday needs. I help them out if they have any questions, like say like what colors to pick, like what preparation they need to do before they start painting on the walls and all that. So basically, just like the well-rounded, let's say, how to do about the job, I guess.
Kind of informing the customers on what products do what and filling their needs based on what they're telling you. Basically.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Would you guys be comfortable adding a new product to the line, even though you just added one? It sounds like pretty recently.
Oh, I'm sure. Sherman's always like coming up with different ways to be like innovative. You know what I mean? Just like we don't want to stay complacent. We just
All the
wanna
great
keep,
businesses, yeah,
exactly.
they keep on innovating.
Find our niche in the world. Just keep going and find better ways to do. Like we don't want to like stay complacent. Like I said before, just better ourselves every day.
Yeah. So what motivates you and Sherwin to look for those new opportunities?
I would say definitely like like just dealing with the customers every day. Like they'll come in and like they'll say like, oh, I wish you guys had this and all that. And so like that goes a long way because that goes to the grapevine. So we just pass it up to our managers and they pass it up to their
Yeah.
bosses, and it goes to like our engineers and all that, and they come up with different ways to like help solve those problems. So I guess that's the motivation and like for new opportunities and all that.
Gotcha. So based kind of off that customer feedback, have you guys seen any challenges with your exterior line?
Yeah, there's always challenges. Like I would say the biggest challenge is like not being there at the job site, seeing like what they're painting
Yeah.
on. Like that's the hardest thing to gauge. So like that's why we ask like as many questions as possible to like give them the best product that we believe they'll work the
Yeah.
best. So I would say that's the hardest like challenge to face, but we usually do a pretty good job of doing it.
Gotcha. So with all business decisions, all new movements, I guess, in the business, there's always risks. Do you guys see any risks adding a new product to your line?
Yeah, there's always a risk because if say like we had come out with a new product and we recommend it to a customer and they end up using it and it doesn't work, so that's always a risk that we have to take because they can always come back to the company and say, hey, this doesn't work. Like,
Yeah.
you guys like have to help me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's always one of the biggest risks to do, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, that's always understood. Like with everything, there's risks, and it's your guys. You want to make sure that the customer is satisfied at the end of the day. So when you guys get a new product, how do you test it? What's your test market? Do you start out regionally?
So it's always tested out like within in our labs. That obviously we test it out, see what works, and then we usually start like sending out like promotions of it to like all of our contractors and all that,
Okay.
like telling them like the different benefits of it and all that, and then basically they just start. We get them to buy it, and then they test it out, and we see if they like it, and then we go from there.
Good. So going kind of back to that customer feedback, do you see any needs in your product line? Something that you can add that would really put you guys to the next level?
Not really. I would probably say pricing level. I'd say pricing.
Pricing?
Yeah, like what it costs to make our products. Like we just have to stay competitive with other like companies and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'd say pricing would be the issue right there.
Okay. So if you were to choose some features for an exterior paint, what would you choose based off of your experience and what you've seen, what customers like?
I would say we have products that can go straight to brick, but I would probably say just another product to like basically adheres better to it just by itself without using like a primer under it. So like
Gotcha.
we have a product called Loxon XP that can do that, but just some like more like better product than that, I guess I'd say.
Gotcha. Next, kind of moving on from that, kind of one and the same almost, but if you had control over the product line, what would you put into it and why?
I would probably put in some more selection of stains. 'Cause
Okay.
we order in a stain like company called Mini Wax, and like they have different colors and all that.
Yeah,
we also
I've
sell,
heard of them
We also
before.
sell Czar stains, but I would probably choose a better selection of stains because customers come in sometimes and they're looking for a certain stain and we don't have it, and we can always mix up a stain, but I want a better selection of it for like customers to be satisfied.
Gotcha. So, based on this conversation, do you think that it would be fair to say that you guys are interested in a product such as an exterior paint or stain that wouldn't fade or chip
Oh, 100%.
over time,
100%.
lasting longer than the normal
100%.
lifetime of a paint or stain?
I would 100% do that, yes.
All right, Luke.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you for sitting down and having this conversation with me.
No problem.
See you soon.